What's good, everybody? Today we're going to be taking a look at this video right here by Sunil. I decided to play the worst gachas ever made. It was the worst idea I've ever had. This really caught my eye, and so I'm very curious what this is about. If you want more lovely gacha content, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and the next milestone is now 35, and we're by sure gonna reach it, so I appreciate y'all. Let's get into this video. The worst gachas ever made! Let's go.
I've covered gachas that are scams, I've covered ones that are ripoffs, and those that have had hentai controversies.
Oh, bro, it's been 10 seconds, we're already bringing up NTR. Okay. Oh, it's one of these kind of videos. Oh, let's go.
I don't know what is more terrifying, the fact it's my most watched video, or the fact that there were enough examples to make a 26-minute video about it. That aside, today I am here to talk about the worst gacha games, and no.
Holy abs. Wait, hold up. I just saw abs.
Oh, okay. This isn't gonna be me coming out to bash like Hoyo games or whatnot, because even though Star Rail unironically has worse power creep than these horrid games I tortured myself to play, objectively, it's not one of the worst games I played. After all, Genshin exists. But what are some of the worst?
Bro, Genshin taking shots, dude. Although, I think Genshin's kind of redeeming itself slightly with the current patches. The current Not Cry stuff, I think, is actually, like, to its benefit. It's trying again.
Gachas I could find. Like, what are some of the most premium dog shit games I could scrounge up from the Google Play Store? The answer is way too many, so I'm only going to be focusing on a few, especially because those few have done some of the wildest things to either stay in business or to maximize how much money they can make from their games. So the first game I got up is a little unfortunate, to be honest. You see, I don't really like covering the same video topic over again too much, unless I can find more to talk about.
Limbus mentioned.
But within that same umbrella. And the video I uploaded a bit ago was that ripoffs one where I went through the list of gachas that are just blatant copies of, you know, what.
Is that just HSR? Is that Timu HSR? Like, literally, was that Pom Pom? Wait.
Ripoffs one.
AI Pom Pom. Bro, even her boobie is lopsided. Dude, her left boobie's weirdly lopsided. Oh my god, bro.
Where I went through the list of gachas that are just blatant copies of, you know, whatever IP you can find. But when I was looking on the Play Store for games, I
that's just copyright infringement.
Found this fucking gem of a game. Like the most...
Bro, this is legit just scam. This is actually just copyright.
Egregious game I covered in that video was one that ripped off anime characters but, like, you know, changed their gender. Happy Pride Month. And at least changed their name.
They just turned the characters into women! How does China get away with this? I guess they don't after a while.
But this one, Pixel Duel, yeah, it's the exact same design and the exact same name. Nothing about the characters here are changed. They're the exact same as they are in their anime. Hell, even the alternate costumes are just costumes of different shit the characters canonically wear. They couldn't even try to give some generic outfits that they themselves could make for the characters. They just ripped that shit off too.
Bro, what? It's literally just the characters from the IPs. There is no way this is legal. Ain't no way.
So this is why I'm at a...
Is that the game that sponsored Tectone? It sponsored people? Oh, we're cooked.
A bit of a crossroads. On one hand, this game fits way more with that past video, but on the other hand, I would hate not talking about this because it's funny as hell. And honestly, you know, aside from that, a big reason I want to talk about the game is it's the perfect example of the marketing tactics these games use to squeeze out every penny they can and what these types of games will do to stay in business despite ignoring copyright laws. Now, before ripping into the Play Store and talking about how it supports these types of games, we're going to be focusing on the money aspect. So, in the beginning of the game, you're getting your ass whooped, absolutely waffle stomped into the septic tank, and then the big three come up to save you. They demolish Orochimaru and then Naruto becomes the MVP of the battle, and the second you click off the reward screen, a big ass pop-up happens saying when you top up 60 diamonds, you can get Naruto for free. they turn the opening into an ad. So you can
Oh my god. So the game is really hard. The story of the game is really hard at the beginning. They're like, hey, here are some cool, unique, limited characters. You wipe this enemy out real easy. Now pay up, bucko. Believe it! Unfortunately, you gotta fork out your wallet for me, big boy. It's like, what the fuck?
already tell. We're off in the trenches of a game so optimized for making money you can faintly hear the CEO of EA beating it off in the corner. I mean, hell, they were so proud of this, they did it again when Makoto appears. Then you go to roll for, definitely not shining examples of copyright infringements, and it tells you to buy rolls. Hell, you get a rare unit, and it flaunts packs in front of you. Hell, you open the mail, and it asks you to top up. Then you go to the notifications to clear them out, and coincidentally, where there's a chest for you to click to get free rewards, right below it is a list of what you can get when you spend. There's PvP, so that tells you enough of a story on its own.
Okay, this is the most shameless thing I've ever seen. Okay, I want to know the suckers that actually do this. Bro, this Hisoka? Bro, who are the suckers that do this?
And there's pop-ups whenever someone rolls a legendary unit, so you can get jealous and roll to try and get that character. I wasn't joking when I said everything in this game was optimized to get you to spend. Hell, I'm surprised they didn't put a tax on breathing. Yo, fuck, there's even server-wide spending rewards. So if X amount of people top up in the server, you can get more diamonds.
It's a whale off! It's a goddamn whale off! Oh, fuck me! Which server whale has the biggest dick? Bro, then you could have the whales that will, like, parade over the fact that they wail. Yeah, I'm the biggest whale in all the game. Like, you could actually have whale offs. Holy shit. That's how you incentivize it.
It's honestly pretty impressive. But another thing that's server-wide is the world level. So there's these 4 daily fights you can do to get some rewards, and the power level of those enemies is tied to the power level of the top 20 players in the server, the world level. Meaning this entire system right here actively forces you to run on the hamster wheel to try and keep your power level up.
There's no fucking shot. So the whales determine how hard the game is for everyone else, essentially. Am I hearing that right? Wait.
The power level of the top 20 players get some rewards, and the power level of those enemies is tied to the power level of the top 20 players in the server, the world level. Meaning this entire system right here actively forces you to run on the hamster wheel to try and keep your power level up with the top.
So the people that like spend the most that can progress the game quicker make it harder for everybody else. So you have to keep playing or spending to keep up. That's one of the most insane things I've ever fucking heard. Bro, okay, it gets worse. Oh my god, I'm already losing my mind.
Top 20 on the server, or else you just can't do it. Brother, what the fuck is this? As far as I know, this is the only system that really uses the world level, but yo, Jesus. Now, the game doesn't have a stamina system, which sounds good, but it's just another way they're looking to make money. Because to limit these stages, you can play stages in quotation marks because the game is just an auto battler that shuffles around a bunch of different anime characters and increases their level for every new and harder stage, but the stages you can play are limited by your level. If you aren't above a certain level, you can't play the main stages, and the only way to increase your level is to either play those or get the AFK rewards that are off to the side. It's just some rewards that you can claim after time passes, but the thing is, you can't play older main stages. So when you hit that block, if you can't play to increase your level, there's 2 things you gotta do. Either use sweep, which you gotta pay with limited currency, or wait. Or you could buy a pack with real money that gets you more sweeps to use daily. So any free-to-play players just aren't gonna buy that and they gotta wait. But that's where they can play the other stages in the game. There's the training ones that are comprised of...
Okay, so there's no stamina. But there's no stamina, but you're still time gated. And the time gating is just a very long time. Okay.
Of the ramen shop from Naruto, the shit-ass game from SAO, this, which is a reference to No Game No Life, the wall from Attack on Titan, the Hunter trial from Hunter x Hunter, apparently something to do with angels from Evangelion, the Chimera and King from Hunter x Hunter, and these two stages that are probably ripped off from some animes, but I don't know which ones. Though my favorite is...
We all agree the Chimera and Arc fucking sucked, right? Right, wait, hold on. Off topic. We all agree Chimera and Arc was way too fucking long. And like was it had its high peaks, but like it was just some of it was just a bit too much. Yeah. It was too long. Yeah. It had really good highs, but really fucking awful lows.
By far the symphony of memory, where you go up to Brook and play through these stories of the characters. Not like original stories, just their stories from the animes made shorter and into shit. Now the weird part about this game is that they seem to have a plan for the future of it, because I'ma just say it, good chance this one gets shut down because they're incredibly blatant with what they're doing. There's no
yeah, they're just trying to make as much money as possible and as short as a time frame.
Room for legally weaseling their way out of these characters. So I'm surprised that they actually have a lot of game modes set up. Granted, not like they're actually impressive game modes, they're all just the same auto battle or bullshit, nothing's really that different there. But I'm surprised because games like this are built around being alive for a short...
This video's a year old. Is it still going out? Can anyone confirm? Is this still available?
time. Like,
holy naked man. Oh, it's Titans.
the packs you can get have, compared to other gacha games, insane value. There's a lot you can get for very cheap because end of the day, it doesn't matter. Game's gonna die soon. It's like if Genshin decided one day they'd have a shit ton of packs that are like $10 for a 20 roll or some insane value like that. If they did that on that day, they would make bank because it's such a good deal. But as time passes, they'll lose money because people would have already stockpiled rolls when there was a fire sale. This game does that, but doesn't care about the long run because there's a good chance it's gonna get shut down before the long run even becomes an idea. Get a lot of money, get up before the lawsuits. That's the game plan.
Jesus
is what I would
Christ.
like to say, but this game's been out for 6 months. Bro, how? The title music is literally the SAO opening. It's just the instrumental version. Bro, how have the developers not been hunted like the Salem witch trials? What the fuck?
Yeah, like how did it go on for so long? What was it called? Pixel Jewel? Wait, we're gonna see real quick. Pixel Jewel. Is it Pixel Jewel? Video game. Wait, no, what was it called? What was the game called? Think so? No, I don't think it is because it doesn't look like it. Oh no, it is. Wait, no, guys. Oh dear. Do you want to? Oh, okay, guys. It still exists. It still exists. It's been a year. Been a year and a half. How?
Now, in my quest to find, evidently, the essence of immortality, which is what this game looks to have, I stumbled upon something interesting. So this game has 2 different apps under different names that are the exact same. The first one I saw was Pixel Duel, the other was All-Star Arena. They are the exact same game under different names and your account on one works for the other. And they are made by 2 different companies whose only published game is this. And guess what? There's a Reddit for this game, the games, I suppose, and it's had many different names. Like in the past, this game was called All-Star Legend, as seen in this post, and the subreddit is for a game called Pixel All-Star. 4 different names for the same game with the same email login that works for each version.
I wonder if that has something to do with it. Yeah, money laundering. Like, I wonder if they get away with it by, like, changing their company names. You know, like, okay, if any of you live in the UK or if you lived in London, you know you get those corner shops everywhere that do, like, American sweets. And they're just there, and you just know they're money laundering scams, but they change their name, like, every fucking 3 months to avoid some kind of, like, legal thing. I wonder if something like that's happening here, but with, like, changing of game names. Because maybe it has to be served under the game name and company, but they keep changing the company name, so they keep having to serve new companies. I wonder how they're getting away with this.
And if I were to guess, those
All the sweets good. They just sell overpriced American candy. And it's just a front for money laundering in the UK.
Other names were probably made by companies that just sprang up that only have this as the one game they've made. Because those names I listed have been taken down from the App Store, but it doesn't matter, because you can use your same email login to keep your account on those two other totally different games, and everything is the exact same. Like, the way this all works is they get hit with copyright claims because they make it incredibly blatant. Their characters are just one-to-one from the characters from the anime. They might be able to avoid claims if they help change the characters a little, but they're one-to-one copies. And they get easy money because of this. They don't gotta worry about making interesting characters like other gacha games gotta do. All that work's already done. And because of that, they get hit with copyright claims. But to keep the ripoff going, they don't do what many of these other companies do. They don't make a new ripoff game that's in a similar vein. They just register a new company and re-upload that same game under that new company with a different name. So
legit, they just keep switching the company because it's not the game that they take down, it's the company associated with the game. So they just keep making a new company. But like, how they'd have to serve the actual individuals in charge of the companies. Bro, this is long, man.
they don't gotta waste
Maybe they're hoping to make enough money that they could you know what, never mind.
I'm making something new, and people who became long-time players of this game can still keep playing and keep spending. That is why there's a fair bit of content in this game, because even though it will be taken down, 2 more can take its place. It's honestly brilliant. Like, I can't even really be mad. Jesus Christ. They blatantly ripped this shit off, and thankfully the Google Play Store has security equal to the fucking Play Place at McDonald's, so they can easily—
Yeah, I don't get how, like, the big companies that want to take this down, why don't they go to Google and be like, yeah, you can't be hosting this. You're actually hosting, like, illegal content. That's what I'm wondering, because they are, technically, right? They're hosting illegal content. Like, how— is that not an option? Can they not do that? I'm really wondering what's going on.
re-upload the game and make the copyright claim worthless. It's hilarious. But looks like the game's actually turning a profit for them, so I don't think it's really gonna slow down unless the app stores actually lock the fuck in, which doubt that'll happen, to be honest. And as an aside, I actually don't think the game's using AI art, surprisingly. I'm pretty sure this shit is just traced, so yeah, that's something. I don't really know if that makes it morally better. It's still pretty shit. But I mean, at least it's kind of unique in that aspect, because most of these shit-ass games are just made using AI art. I don't know, man. On to the next game. It's called Horrified. That's probably not how you pronounce it, but I don't care. Now, I'm gonna peel back the curtains a little. You see—
this sounds familiar. This sounds familiar. Is it— it's the NTR game? Where you steal someone's woman and have sex with them? Oh boy.
This video is one I had planned out for a while, but never really committed to making it. So for months, I had a list of shitty gachas to play, and this was one of them. Only problem being, I don't remember why I put it on this list. Like, for Raid, which I'm gonna cover later, I mean, it's Raid. But for Horrified, I just don't remember anything about this, so I don't really know why I listed it. That's until I actually booted up the game, and then I got some answers. Oh, that's— That's the type of game this one is, huh? I'm sorry. What? In all of my days of existing, I have never once seen a gacha game open with a fucking CAPTCHA test. But thankfully, for me, that same day would be my
webpage.
First time seeing a gacha game open with 2 CAPTCHA tests. Because one just wasn't enough, I suppose. And you also gotta clear the CAPTCHA for future logins too, so Jesus. But I cleared through the CAPTCHA test, wondering just what in the blazing pile of shit I found myself in was. Now, imagine my surprise when I boot up the game, select the red-haired Tom—
Go googly boogly!
Myself in was. Now, imagine my surprise when I boot up the—
Googly— good God, sir! Good God, dare I say, that is some boobage. Those eyes are fucking freaking— bro, it looks like the eyes are like stickers. It looks like the eyes are stickers, like googly eyes. They just stuck on top of a face. They don't fit the face. What is that? What is that? It's just a sticker. Bro, what is that? Look, it's so AI. Look, the skin goes around the eye.
The game, select the red-haired tomboy as my leader. I gotta type, sue me. Fast forward through the text a bit, and oh, it's a hentai game. Brother, what the fuck? Why did I list this game down in the past? What was
Why do you sound upset? A hentai gacha? Why do you sound upset? Do you not like women? You got something you want to tell us, man?
the me of about 5 to 6 months ago on? Why is this here? And like, okay, yeah, it's a terrible game, right? So it makes sense.
Nah, it's NCR, it's peak.
In that aspect. Yeah, to give the rundown, it's Clash of Clans-ish and has a big focus on PvP. Yeah, from that description alone, you can already see the problem. PvP in gacha games is already the world's slippiest slope, and if yours exists mainly for PvP, you're just out here for whales to try and pub stomp to get dopamine hits. That's basically it. And the character designs aren't any reason to play the game.
Dude, I fucking hate armpits. Like, feet, I can kind of understand. I can. But, like, armpits, I can't, bro. That's so outrageous. The arm pussy, it's so... Why is it, like, red and sore and wet? Does she not know what deodorant is?
Other, because I'm gonna keep it 100. To me, these look like the most generic-ass designs ever, and because they're trying to maximize movement in them for more physics, hentai game moment,
Jesus!
it makes the characters look like fishes flopping around on land. So the game itself, in my opinion, don't quite like
I don't know why he's complaining, man. Peak.
it. I think some people can definitely find
Yeah, listen, I would never incorporate jiggle physics into anything. No, not me. I would never do that. I'd never incorporate jiggle physics into anything. Nope. I hate it, in fact.
enjoyment with it, but it ain't my cup of tea, though I think I know why I put it on this list. See, there's a dungeon system in this game. You can imagine how that goes. But you can capture other players as units, which means that if you send out your waifu and you lose the battle, you're gonna get NTR'd in the game because your unit's gonna get captured. Now, this had an interesting side effect, that being that since everyone was scared of getting NTR'd, they didn't send out any waifus. Instead, they sent out male characters, which means that a game which was trying to aim for straight guys accidentally became a yaoi game because
People didn't want their wives to be captured, so they made more males, and then unironically it became a yaoi game. Oh my god.
you would only capture male units and sex them up. And that is by far the funniest thing I have ever seen a game do. Even though everything about this game screams mediocre and the servers seem more dead than a cemetery, it at least has that feather in its cap. On to the next game. It's called Made in a...
That is fucking hilarious. So that's why Jenna plays. Does he actually still play? I doubt it. God damn.
Academy, and it's a hentai game. Brother,
All of these are hentai games.
how is this on the Google Play Store? I thought they banned this shit, what? Now, I was gonna leave the bit at that. Oh, haha, it's a hentai game, Lamau XD, moving on. But I found out something weird. So, another bad
Gilgamesh?
game I tried out was Fallen Goddess, made by a company called Lingdo, and the prior one was made by a company called YW Games. And both of these games have the same exact intro. I mean, there's slight differences like different AI or characters showing up, but the bones of it and the big boy you see at the beginning are the same. Different names, different studios, but the bones of the game are the same, and the opening is too. Minus different generated images for the characters and a different UI, but aside from that, the only other difference is that one's a hentai game and the other isn't. Why is this the case? Why are these games so similar? It was done for Pixel Duel, but that was for evading copyright law. This one's different, but there's no copyright to invade, and the games are different. They're not the exact same game, just with a different name. So why? The two reasons that popped into my head are either one game copied the other, or this is the same studio and they're making different games but cutting corners where they can by reusing some stuff. Granted, out of everything...
That would kind of make sense, right? The same company, or at least the same developers, making multiple versions of the same kind of shit, just slightly different flavor.
Using the intro is a choice of what to copy between games, but whatever. Now, in researching this, I was at my wit's end. I couldn't find shit about either of these companies because searching Lingdo Game Company evidently tries to autocorrect it to Kingdom Game Company. Thanks, Google. But I couldn't find shit. These companies had relatively nothing tied to them. Surprising, because when I researched other whack-ass AI scam game companies, I could at least find something to prove they exist in this realm. That is, until I noticed something. On the Google Play Store, they got an app support button that lists everything. Like,
Ooh.
way too much. Brother, why can I get your full legal name and
What?
address this easily?
No shot! No shot! No shot! It doxes them?
What the fuck is the initial reaction I had? I mean, this flashbanged me with information I would very much not like to include in a video, part of the reason why it's censored, but the main reason is, what's stated here is false information. This name and address that is blurred, and please don't look for it, aren't for the actual game studio, which is why I want to censor it, because this information, namely the address, the name is likely just generated and not tied to the person who lives there, but the address is for a residential area. It's literally a home, so I don't want to.
It's actually someone's house. They were just like, yep, that's a person. Them. It's on them. It could be, imagine if it's just a random ass person they just had to pick.
Show it or encourage anyone to look into it. I don't know if someone lives there or what, but it's literally
it could also be a shell house. It could be a house that the company like bought to act as like a residential, like a property for something of their company. That could be the case. That would be weird though. That'd be mega weird. But like, the fuck?
A home. This is not the address to an office for a game studio or an address to a building that houses many different startups. Because you see, what was done here was the people who made this new game for squeezing money out of people faked all of this information. Fake name and just rip the address from a hat. Boom, you got a new company. Then you take the bones of a game you have, change up some bits, release it under a new name and a new company, using the same tactic of ripping the address and faking a name, and guess what? You got twice the profit now. Same was actually done with Pixel Duel. We know these are one-to-one these same games uploaded by these same people just under different studio names, yet the app support section has different addresses and names listed for the creator of the game. And even stupider, it lists
That's probably how they get away with it.
the companies as originating in fucking America. Are we being for real right now? America, with that copyright bullshit? This is done because there's ways to throw out a false address when signing up for a new account to make a business with. And the thing is, you would imagine Google would have this process under lock and key, but time and time again, I have seen so much bullshit from them that shows they really only put the bare minimum in. To be honest, when you know about how Google cuts its corners, you can see how much of it is held together by duct tape and glue. They are not trustworthy. In some aspects like data protection, yeah, I wouldn't say they're terrible, but then they also outsource customer support to overseas areas with employees who have no training and literally do not work for Google. All because they can pay them less. But
Yeah, out of everyone, I'm not even mad at the game companies. I'm actually just mad at Google. It's really their fault for allowing it to happen for so long. Like, I can't even be mad at the actual game companies. Like, hey, if they getting away with it, game's game. Fair fucking enough at that point. If you're actually getting, but it's still up there, and it's been over a year and a half. Game is game at that point. Like, I'm just more disappointed in Google's actions not being able to do anything about it.
that also means they don't have capabilities to actually help any problem you have because they don't work at Google. Customer support literally just throws people to more generic help links on the Google forums, and that same cost cutting is put into the Google Play Store, where someone can register their company under a fake name and the location of it is a residential home that the person making the company doesn't live in. That right there is the Google Play Store, and why all of these games I wouldn't trust with giving my email exist. And there's honestly countless of them. The thing is, a lot of these terrible games have shut down because it does cost money to have the servers, so when they start bleeding money, they're gone. But since it's so simple to make new ones, then the terrible games you see on the new release page will always.
Bro, it has a Windows Media Player as the fucking trailer. It has a screen recording of Windows Media Player. Stop! I just noticed! The screen recording of Windows Media Player as a trailer.
always be there. It's kind of like a hamster wheel, and these games are only the tip of it. But that's enough for games that are meant to be terrible. What I want to talk about next is a game that has tried everything to be a hit, had the most aggressive marketing you can think of, yet no effort was put into the game.
Let me guess. Hang on, I'm trying to think. Had lots of marketing behind it, but flopped massively a year ago. Yeah, Ethereum. I don't know if Ethereum would count. I don't know if that was big enough. Raid doesn't. Raid is going strong. Lots of marketing, but kind of flopped. I don't know. AFK Journey, maybe. Oh, you know what? It could be. You might not be wrong on that, because it was quite popular for a while, and then like as soon as people started getting sponsored, it was like, yeah. But we're talking about a game that was like a year ago.
Game part to make it anything resembling.
Rememento, no, that didn't have a lot of backing, bro. Rememento was quite niche, especially like global and in the West. We only know because we're all degen gacha gamers, and we kind of know everything that's going on. If I were to hazard a guess, I'd say AFK Journey.
A slightly positive experience. That's right, we're talking about Raid Shadow Legends. Now,
oh my god.
here's the thing with Raid. Everyone knows it's terrible, but everyone also knows about it because of YouTube ads. And when I teased that I was playing this game, someone was thinking I took an ad from Raid. So, let me make my stance.
Hey yo, I will in fact be having a Raid integration in one of my upcoming videos. W Raid W bag.
On taking an ad from Raid clear. I would 1,000,000% take that shit. I don't care. Let me explain. I try not to take ads from games that I think are predatory or have done some shit I dislike, like using AI art for commercial use and ads or whatnot. Last time a game like that reached out to me, I asked them for $2K for the ad as a joke price, cause fuck them. And if they somehow took that shit, my rates would have increased to $20K for no known reason. But the case of Raid is different, because that is a game that is so objectively dog shit and is known by everyone as dog shit, to where not a soul would actually download it if I did an ad for it. So I wouldn't feel bad doing it. Hell, I've been reached out to before in the past to do an ad for them, but I couldn't accept due to my schedule. I still really wanted them, even if just to say I did a Raid sponsorship. So all of this is basically my way of saying, if you see me do a Raid sponsorship in the future, that shows how little they give a fuck about the channels representing them, and instead displays how desperate they are for ad space. But to talk about the game, it's as shit as you would imagine.
I feel like they do make a lot of money, but the reason they do it is because they just like, they have a lot of collaborations. And they're just so aggressive in their marketing. Like, so aggressive.
Playtime rewards, because they're desperate for you to actually touch the game. Tons of pop-ups telling you to buy all the time. UI that makes me want to burn my eyes out of my skull. When you upgrade your gear, there's a chance for it to fail. Because, yeah, we needed that. Hell, when you upgrade a skill, it's random. Fuck, when you try to get the items for this stat tree, which character gets the scroll to level it is randomized. Multi-battle is limited. It of course does the same rare summon message that Pixel Duel does, and it's a boring auto-battler. Of course it is. But the worst part is that actually summoning itself is rare to do. You need to get summoning crystals from really mainly just weekly and daily rewards. The best crystal being available from a full month's worth of logging in and doing your dailies. And a new player doesn't get that many summons. It's barren as hell. And that right there is why the game isn't doing well. Like, all the other problems I listed are not even remote.
What's a metric for not doing well? I kind of want to raise a point of contention with this video. What determines success of a game? What statistics or what numbers are we using to determine that Raid isn't doing well?
Really close to that. I mean, yes, the characters are generic and no one gives a fuck about them as actual characters. Yes, no one's drawing fan art of this game to inadvertently.
Yeah, no one cares about the intricacies of the game. No one's looking up Raid Shadow Legends lore. It's very interesting. They do, I think most of it comes down from collaborations.
Like help promote it like you see with many other gachas. Yes, no one cares about the story or is invested in it. Yes, the only thing this game brings to the table is a less than mediocre auto battler, but none of that is as important as giving players next to no roles at the start. Because here's the thing, it's a gacha game. People want to gamble. Making it so they can't, or
Dark Knight Zenfield all over again.
that it's rare as hell to be able to, is fucking stupid. Instead, you need to overload new players with roles to give them jingling keys to play the game. It's what Pixel did. It overloaded players with rewards and roles to keep them interested, and that is a much better way to keep people playing than whatever the fuck Raid tries to offer. Like, the characters aren't interesting, the story is barely a footnote, the gameplay is as enjoyable as self-torture, so why the hell did you make summoning be more rare than a gacha player that isn't brain dead? Instead, y'all should have overloaded the player with so many roles at first to keep them wanting to gamble. Then after they're invested, drop the roles they get significantly, and make getting new roles tied to game modes that are meant to maximize engagement. Like every gacha does this. How have you spent millions on ads, yet you couldn't take 1 second to look into the genre you're working with to wonder why your competitors are lapping you in revenue? Actually, I'm gonna say something. So, when Raid reached out to sponsor me in the past, they had this offer where I would get half of my money up front, and the other half only if a certain amount of people downloaded the game from my link. And
I hate sponsors that are like that. I've had one sponsor before. It was really, guess who it is? Guess who it was? Where they were like, yeah, we'll pay you this amount, but the video has to hit this view requirement. Otherwise, you're gonna have to do more stuff for us. That's really shitty. That's really shitty. Like unless it hits a view amount, you've got to do more. Duet Night Abyss. Duet Night Abyss was like that. It was like, okay, we'll pay you this much for a short and a video. If it doesn't reach this view threshold that we want it to. By the way, the view threshold was like my average views per video. And it was like, okay, if it doesn't reach that, you're gonna have to do more. And I had to do more because no one fucking cared about Duet Night Abyss at the time. Because obviously, obviously, a Duet Night Abyss video on my channel where people didn't really care about it was obviously not gonna do as well as like my other regular fucking content, right? So oh man, I hate when sponsors do stuff like that, bro.
Also, clear to a specific part of the tutorial. They want player engagement so bad. That is such an important metric to them. And they can get it if they make it so new players at least have a honeymoon period where they can gamble their ass off. But nah. For whatever reason, doing that thing that every gacha in existence does is just not a good idea to them. Man, wonder why the game is only known from its aggressive marketing and nothing else. It's not even like they would be worried about players getting too many characters. Dog, you have hundreds of them, and not a soul gives a fuck about any in particular. Raid is the perfect example of being dead in the water before it took a step. Your marketing's amazing, but dear God, the people who are designing the game are just not giving a fuck. I don't know what to say. Best thing I can mention is that when I tried to join a clan, I saw one called Smegma
What
Clan.
company owns Raid?
Thanks for that, I suppose. That's really the only positive experience I can say about this game. Everything else was a masterclass in how to not handle a game, and the worst part is, despite everything, they've actually somehow made money from this game. Which, if anything, it goes to show the power of marketing, as depressing as that is. But the problems I mentioned still had an impact on it, because 5 months ago, the studio that made this was sold to MTG, which, I mean, hey, good for them, but you usually don't sell out a game studio if the game they're making is pulling in bank and has a stable enough future. But that's just a brief look into some of the most dogshit games I could find on the Google Play Store. If I wanted to, this video could have probably been an hour long, but there does come a point where when I'm talking about a new one, I'm just saying what I did for a past game, because a lot of them play pretty much the same.
It's the same shit.
So that's it for this video. Next one is, I don't know in particular, but I'll hope it doesn't involve me playing some dog shit games. I mean, it probably will if I'm being honest.
When you hear the clock tick,
oh my god.
back,
Dude, this was a great video. This was a great video. I loved it. You know what? I'm subbed and liked. I'm a fan now. I've now become a fan. That was such a great video. I loved it. I enjoyed that. Yeah, bro's now my goat. Bro's now my goat. Why? I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, make sure to subscribe if you want more peak gacha react content. We're on the warpath right now, steaming through all these sub goals. 35k is next. Okay, so make sure you get subscribing. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Make sure to like this video. I'm live every single day. Twitch, Kick, wherever you like to watch streams. I appreciate y'all. Stay silly. Peace.